Communication is key in seduction. That's not a secret. However, a lot of times we think we're good communicators and we're not, because we are stuck to patterns and habits, and we talk to everyone as if they're our English teacher or they are our homie, right? So we need to understand the differences and the cues in communication when it comes to seduction, because it's not that you don't want to be yourself, is that you want to be your best self, right? And you have to apply yourself to situations. But there are some universal rules to this. And for example, there are some things that are universally effective when communicating with a woman. And a lot of times you have to really be conscious of these things, because eventually they'll become a habit. But at first, you have to understand how these things work. And actually, not just with women, with anyone, and they'll probably help you communicate better. One of the first communication cues is the head nod, right? You nod your head. Some people say you should, you shouldn't. I believe you should, because that allows the person to know that you're engaged. And how do you do it right? Do you really think about that? Like should I nod like this? Or there's a technique, and it's got to be comfortable for you. It's got to be your way. And you should definitely practice it in the mirror, and you should practice it anytime you get. But basically, the rule of thumb is 3 head nods, right? So you go, she's telling you about whatever, her puppy died, whatever. So you want to go 1, 2, 3, right? That's enough. Don't do this, and don't do, 3 is a good point. So, she's telling you about whatever she's telling you, and to let her know that you're listening, you're engaged. Obviously, you're making eye contact, and you go slight, just enough for her to know that you're engaged without trying to divert the attention or take ownership of the conversation. Number 2, when you are talking in a conversation and she is done speaking, each time pause before responding or saying something else, because a lot of times we just rush it, and she says something, and before she's even done, you go, yeah, me too. Just slow down, be patient, and go, she's telling you about whatever she's telling you, then count to 2, and on 3 respond. I mean, this is very, very scientifically put together. Like there's a formula to this, right? And you're going to be able to do it the more you practice in a very organic way. So this won't feel like it's a robot. So if she's done talking, you go 1, 2, and I blah, 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 blah. Get it? So it's like 1, 2, on 3, talk. Most of the time, a lot of times, on 2, she'll talk again. Don't say anything then. Let her go. Let her keep talking. So you encourage in talking with the engagement and the nodding and then the pause. So if she's done talking and you go 1, 2, and then talk, that allows her to feel, wow, this guy's an open canvas. Like I feel like he cares. So, she's done talking and you go, that's interesting, right? Because now she feels that you actually listened and you processed, not just, I heard you, but I want to talk and I want to tell you about me because I'm interesting. It's not about you, right? You have to, in these situations where you're trying to establish a conversation and rapport, then you really want to take second place. It's not about you and your stories and what you've been through and all that. Nah, let her tell you about her things, and if the opportunity comes and you relate to something, then you can jump in. And third is instead of debating or whatever, this works long-term relationships, short-term relationships, you just met her. Instead of debating with conflict, debate with agreement. What do I mean by that? If she says something like, you know what, you're very blah, 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 right? And then, if something negative, like, I don't know, you're very cocky. Instead of going, no, I'm not, or being defensive, pause again, 1, 2, and then go, yes, and blah, 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 right? This is the difference. A lot of times when we do this with agreement, we go, oh, you're very cocky. Yes, but blah, 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 I can back it up, blah, 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 right? Don't use but, use and. That simple switch, miracles. It'll throw her into a place that she's never really been. So when she goes, hey, you're very cocky, and you go, yes, and I also blah, 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 blah. Because now you're acknowledging her comment. You're acknowledging her observation. And instead of going into a negative state of conflict, you're going into a positive, saying, hey, I acknowledge your observation, and I'm going to add to that. And then now you switch it into a positive, right? So she's going to be way more open because her observation was taken into consideration. So these are things that help you. There's so many conversation cues. I'm going to do an episode just on a lot of them because I don't think you can even cover them all. And obviously each conversation is unique, but these are simple things just to open your mind into that. There's so many ways to communicate. And if you keep switching it and you're in control of the conversation, being in control doesn't mean that you're talking loudest or you're talking the most. A lot of times being in control means allowing things to happen, allowing the conversation to go where it needs to go. And then if the conversation goes somewhere that you wanted to go somewhere else, do that through a positive flip. Like I said, and instead of but. So wanted to put this out because it took me many years to get here, right? Like what I'm telling you now is not something that I read somewhere. These are experiences that it took me so many mistakes and so many ruined conversations and so many not positive things for me to be able to now tell you, hey, check out what I discovered. If this is something that someone can enjoy or use, make sure you share it. Also, if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe, SeductionEd.com. And I really appreciate you being here. Also, if you have any questions or whatever, you can hit me on the chat right there on Substack. And yeah, man, we're just trying to become better human beings so that we evolve just as a human race, just get better and better and better. So we've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. Till next time, peace.